Hello, everyone. Welcome to Master Fluent English.
where we make learning English easy and fun. I'm Mark, your guide on this journey.
Let's get started with today's lesson and learn something new together.
The magic cow.
Once upon a time, there was a man who had two wives. One day, the first wife became very sick. She called her two children and said, "My dear children, I am going to die soon. Come kiss me and say goodbye."
The children were very sad. Mother, they said, our father's second wife doesn't like us. If she doesn't give us food, what will we do?
Their mother smiled and said, "Don't worry. When you are hungry, go into the forest. You will find someone there to help you."
Soon after, the mother passed away. The two boys cried for many days. Then they went to their father's second wife and said, "Please, we are hungry. Can we eat with you?"
The stepmother frowned and said, "What? You want me to share my food with you? I don't have enough for my own children. Go away."
The younger brother began to cry. "I'm so hungry," he said to his older brother.
"Don't worry," the older brother said. "Remember what our mother told us. Let's go into the forest to find help."
The two boys walked into the forest. There, they found a kind cow. The cow gave them food every day. The children were happy and never felt hungry again.
The second wife's children noticed this. "Who is giving you food?" they asked their brothers. "Why are you never hungry? And why do you go to the forest every day?"
One morning, the oldest girl said, "I'm coming with you to the forest today. I want to see where you get your food."
Her two stepbrothers tried to stop her. "No, don't come," they said. "You'll be tired and hungry. We don't do anything in the forest. We have no mother to give us food, so we just walk around all day until we're tired."
But their sister kept asking again and again. Finally, they agreed to take her with them.
They walked in the forest all day until they came to the cow's home. The older boy didn't want to tell his stepsister about the cow. He wanted to keep it a secret. But his little brother was very hungry.
"Please," the younger brother said, "I'll die if I don't eat something. Call the cow and let's eat."
So they called the cow. The cow came and gave food to the brothers, and they ate.
When they got home, the stepsister ran to her mother. "I know my brother's secret," she said. "There's a cow in the forest that gives them food every day."
The next day, the stepmother went to her husband. "Husband," she said, "you know I'm going to have a baby soon. I need good food to make the baby strong. Bring me the cow from the forest."
"What cow?" her husband asked. "I don't have a cow."
His wife became angry. "Don't lie to me," she said. "I know your secret. I want the cow that feeds your children."
Her husband didn't want to, but at last he went to the forest, brought the cow home, and gave it to his wife.
"Kill it," she said. "I need to eat its meat so my baby will be strong."
The man tried to argue with her, but she didn't listen.
In the end, he took a knife and killed the cow.
But the cow refused to die. The wife became angry and said, "If the cow doesn't die, I will kill your two children."
When the children heard this, they cried, "Let the cow die." And then the cow died.
The woman tried to remove the cow's skin, but the skin would not come off. She became even angrier and said, "If the skin doesn't come off, I will kill the children."
The children heard this and said, "Let the skin come off." And the skin came off.
The woman then put the meat into a pot to cook it, but the meat refused to cook. Furious, she shouted, "If the meat doesn't cook, I will kill the children."
When the children heard this, they said, "Let the meat cook." And the meat began to cook.
When the meat was ready, the woman tried to take the pot off the fire, but it would not move. She screamed, "If the pot doesn't come off the fire, I will kill the children."
The children, scared, said, "Let the pot come off the fire." And the pot came off the fire.
The woman took the meat out of the pot and ate it.
The two brothers were very worried. They said, "Our stepmother has killed our cow. Now she wants to kill us. We must run away."
That night, the brothers ran away into the forest. While running, they got lost and went in different directions. One brother went one way, and the other went another.
Years passed, and the brothers grew up. The younger brother went far away, but the older brother stayed near the forest.
One day, while the older brother was walking near a village, he saw a girl. She was the chief's daughter and the most beautiful of all his daughters. The young man fell in love with her.
He began to meet the girl secretly.
She fell in love with him too.
At that time, there was a war between villages. Every night, when it was dark, enemies came to fight against the village where the chief and his daughter lived. Each night, the young man came to fight for the chief and his people.
One day, the chief said to his men, "Who is the stranger who fights beside me every night? I want to meet him."
"Ask your daughters," his men said. "They will know."
So, the chief called everyone to a meeting. When they were all gathered, he called his daughters and said, "Bring your husbands and your lovers here, so I can see them all."
The chief's daughters came, each bringing their husbands or lovers. But the young man from the forest, who loved the chief's most beautiful daughter, was very sick with smallpox. He sat far away from the others, weak and ashamed, not looking up at the chief.
The chief's beautiful daughter saw him and ran to him. She held his hand.
"What are you doing?" the chief shouted. "Come away from that man. He has smallpox."
"But father,"
said the girl, "this is the man who fights beside you every night. He is brave and strong. I love him, and I want to marry him."
the chief became very angry. He didn't want his daughter to marry a man with smallpox. He began shouting at her, but then he suddenly stopped.
Everyone was staring at him.
"What's the matter?" the chief asked. "Why are you all looking at me?"
"Your head, sir," the people said. "Look, it's growing. It's getting bigger and bigger."
The chief touched his head with his hands, shocked.
It was true. His head was growing bigger and bigger.
"Please, father," his daughter said, "let me marry this man. If you don't, your head will keep growing. But if you do, it will go back to the right size."
Everyone in the village said, "Yes, chief, let her marry the young man. Do what she says."
The chief finally agreed to the marriage. As soon as he did, his head stopped growing and returned to its normal size.
The young man and the chief's daughter were married, and they lived happily ever after.
Thank you for joining me today on Master Fluent English. If you found this lesson helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the bell icon to stay updated with all our latest videos.
Keep practicing, stay curious, and I'll see you in the next lesson. Happy learning, everyone!